Building the Future of Advertising Education, Exploring AI Tools and Frameworks. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Paul Cotter. I'm the Director of Product Marketing here at Stukent, and I'm so happy to be hosting this webinar today. During our event today, we're going to share some fun handouts and links. We also want to invite you to use the chat feature that's located on the right-hand side of your screen. Go ahead, get on, tell us hi, tell us where you're from, which university you're at. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you have any questions throughout today's webinar, feel free to enter them into the chat. And if they're not answered in the moment, then we'll answer them later on during the live Q&A towards the end of the session. Additionally, we will share this recording with you along with any handouts after today's event. So thanks everyone. Welcome Joan from Loyola University in Chicago. We've got Bismarck from the University of Oregon. Catherine from Loyola. All right, we've got a lot of Loyola today. Great, this is great. Thank you everyone for joining us. Now, as a special gift to everyone attending today, we want to offer you free instructor access to any of our advertising related courseware or Simternships. So these comprehensive bundles include advertising campaigns, digital marketing, content marketing, integrated marketing communications, AI and marketing, and so much more. In these courseware and these simulations, they feature hundreds of instructor resources, including our groundbreaking simulations, our continuously updated courseware, engaging assignments, and auto-graded quizzes and tests. All of this is designed to seamlessly integrate theory with real-world experience, while at the same time equipping your students with the skills they need for future success. So go ahead and click on the link right now to unlock your free instructor access and elevate your advertising curriculum today. Just head back over. It looks like we've got Larry from the University of Buffalo. Welcome. Susan from TAMIU. Welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Now, while you're taking a minute to request access, I want to introduce and welcome our speaker today, Dr. Jing Yang, to the stage. Dr. Yang is an associate professor in the School of Communication at Loyola University in Chicago. Her research focuses on communication technologies like social media, programmatic targeting, live streaming, virtual influencers, and generative AI, along with their impact on advertising effectiveness, consumer well-being, and brand perception. Her works have been published in various journals and won multiple awards. She has also developed the AI in Advertising course and oversees an AI advertising certificate program. Welcome, Dr. Yang.
Hi, everyone.
All right, well, what I'm going to do is I am going to turn the time over to you and let you have it. When you're finished, I'll hop back on and we'll do the live Q&A, okay?
Sounds great. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the section. And I'm very honored to be here and sharing some of my experiences with you in terms of teaching AI in the advertising domain. In particular, I want to share my experiences in terms of my class, which is AI in Advertising that I started in 2019. It has been taught over 4 times now, and that has been re-innovated every time I teach it. In addition, some of the content are from the course that's coming from the AI certificate program. And I will introduce the course structure that we use for both, and also some of the essential components that we taught students about with some tool demo. So first of all, to be very transparent with you, the class I'm teaching right now in the AI in Advertising field, it's for the senior level and graduate level. So I did a research about the impact of using Gen AI in the student learning outcome. If the student learning outcome is focused on basic analytical or strategy-based, I do not recommend you to introduce AI too early to the students, because that might influence their motivation to learn, and they might become more tempted to use AI in the assignments. So this class, if you're going to use AI or teach AI for your students, I would recommend it's after the students are equipped with fundamental basic knowledge of how advertising campaigns are being run, or how marketing fundamentals are like. So this is just something that I want to put it forward so that you are aware of the potential harm that we can bring to our students if we're not cautious about the effects of this AI technology. So with that being said, when I teach AI in advertising, I make sure that the students in my class are very well equipped of the basic understanding of how advertising campaigns function, what are the strategy, the psychological aspects of advertising component. So the course learning outcome for this class is to understand AI, so build that AI literacy to the students, and also tell them about how the bias are, how the ethical concerns are, in addition to introducing the tools and then the logic of autonomous AI. On top of that, we also want to stimulate critical thinking and also innovative thinking to use AI in solving customer problems for the brands. So this is a sample syllabus schedule that I've used over the years. Mostly it's divided into two parts for the 16-week semester. The first part is on AI-assisted advertising campaign, where I will first introduce them the fundamentals of AI and then the different components AI can do for advertising. And then the second part will be focusing on AI agents. So the AI agent is the newer version of this class. Previously, we were focusing on chatbot design for brands communication, but because agents is rising this year, it's more capable. So we has now changed it to AI agents. For the certificate program, we focus more on helping the professionals in the ADPR field to automate some of their workflow. So it's a little bit different from the undergraduate or graduate classes, which is more focused on the AI literacy and also the critical thinking component. So with the certificate program, we focus more on how to use AI to automate some of their work process, and also how to use AI to faster their efficiency, and also introduce some innovative approach to use AI in their work in terms of renovating the internal organization workflow, as well as AI ethics and law. So these are some of the backgrounds. So to talk about the details of how I actually teach this class, when I first started, I was basically inspired by an article that I read from Journal of Advertising, which talks about the 4 processes of AI that can be used for advertising procedures. So with that article as the baseline, I looked into the 5 components when I introduced the students to the AI assistant campaign. The first part I would talk about is really the fundamentals of what is AI, how AI works, and then we'll dive into the 4 components of AI advertising, which includes the consumer insights, the media buying, the ad creative production, and also the overall AI ad system in terms of the workflow. So here is a brief example of what I talk about when I mention AI. I'm not a computer science background, so I can never teach coding unless I learn more. And also with Gen AI, I believe the coding procedure can be somewhat transformed into like natural language processing nowadays. So we will first discuss what is human intelligence, kind of a philosophical way to introduce the concept of intelligence. And then we'll look into what are the different kinds of intelligence that can be artificially manufactured through the machine. And then I will talk about some key concepts. So in the following slides, I will just briefly show you what I've used over the years in teaching about AI, in just some examples. In particular, I want to mention that for the students who are in the communication school particularly, or marketing communication major, they're probably scared of algorithm. They're probably scared of data. They're probably scared of math in general. So I try to use fun stories or fun clips from the YouTube or like video shows or Big Bang Theory to explain how algorithm, how machine learning looks like. To begin with the conversation, I try to intrigue their thinking about artificial intelligence to start with intelligence of human beings. What kind of intelligence can AI learn from human, and what kind of intelligence can AI never learn from human in a way that stimulate a discussion. So we typically talk about cognitive intelligence, emotional intelligence, and creative intelligence in the classroom. Students will eventually summarized as cognitive intelligence is where we should focus on. The creative intelligence is a controversial area that we will discuss. And also emotional intelligence is where AI is currently not capable of. And also recently with robots coming on the show, we have also been thinking about how AI can be trained with this embodied intelligence in a way that can become like a touch point of brand communication, such as a robot with a screen showing different products or a robot coming to you and recommending products. So those are some of the things that we'll first discuss in the classroom to kind of ease the anxiety of AI term in the class. And then we'll give a definition of what is artificial intelligence. I've been using this for over the past 4 years. And of course, there are lots of academic definition that you could use, but I want to make it more layperson language. The students can understand it better. And then we'll discuss like different kinds of AI in the field, kind of the key terms of ANI and AGI, and how the generative AI has been evolved over the years, going through the history of how AI has been developed, and then teach them the basic AI literacy of large language model. For example, recently we have been talking about why DeepSeek would influence NVIDIA's stock so much, because NVIDIA has one of the most powerful computing chip in the world. And now the Chinese DeepSeek model is using a more advanced architecture for the algorithm. So that's why it influenced the NVIDIA's stock. So that's kind of the examples to kind of implement the knowledge in a way that is more translatable through the observations in the field. And then fundamentally, my key carry away knowledge for the first component of the class is to tell the students that AI are trained based on the knowledge and the data that we have generated as human to complete specific task. And then the outcome of the machine learning model or the outcome of any AI product is to guide machine to act like human based on the given knowledge. With that in mind, then I will ask students, okay, so how do we train the machine to do the task in the advertising field? And I will divide them into 3 areas, which includes consumer insights, media buying, and creative production, which eventually leads to the AI impact in ad system, which include the autonomous system and also the human AI collaboration system. In addition to that, I would also use 5 basic logic questions for the students throughout the semester. I would invite them to think about these 5 questions throughout the semester for each module. The first question addresses what kind of knowledge are we trying to teach machine? The second is what kind of data do we need to train the machine in learning that knowledge? And the third question is how machines use different kind of data, or what kind of methods or mathematical model is needed to train the machine. The fourth question is any ethical issues or risk involved. And then the fifth question is implementation of the AI tools for new workflow. So this question, as you can see the color differences, it's a newly added question just because currently there are so many AI tools that we can use to really implement the process a little bit faster and efficient. So then we will keep continuing coming back to these 5 questions throughout the semester. So I would like to give you like example of how I have been using these methods for the AI in consumer insights. So for the question, what kind of knowledge are we trying to teach machine in the consumer insights? There are basically 3 steps, which includes informational collection, informational classification, and retrieving meaningful insights for prediction. What kind of data is needed, it depends on the goal and also what kind of source information can help you build the model. It can be textual model, can be also image model, it could also be video that you use to analyze it. And then for the part when you talk about specific model or specific textual or sentiment analysis, you could also just break down the steps to the students and then discuss how the ethical concerns are involved through the consumer insight retrieval, such as privacy, fairness, and safety and performance, things like that. And then the tools I've been using for the students to work on the workflow includes brand mention. So the tools that I'm using right now are free in the way for the first, either for the first 7 days or for a certain amount of time of credits, because I know for a lot of instructors out there, the most difficult part is to have free access to tools so our students can practice on. So I was able to find some free tools for a minimum amount of time. But if your university or institution have funding for that, I would recommend you to use the more stable and also paid service so that you can have constant access to it. So the one that I used includes brand mention, which is like a social listening tool. What I would ask students to do is to first go there to retrieve data for their brands or the topic they're interested in, and then download all the data from the social media, the news articles, the outlets in the forums, so that they can use that as the baseline data to analyze. For the image data, I would ask them to use the Google API, Google Cloud API, where they can upload images and then retrieve the emotion, the property, and also the labels in the image as a way to support how consumers are portraying and using, associating with the brand. And then eventually I'll be using this amazing tool, which is called GPT for Sheets, where you can implement Google Sheets and just have all the comments, put in there and write GPT prompts, and then have the AI analyze the data for you. So the procedure looks like this. So first of all, we will work in groups to retrieve data, including image, textual, and video content. So if you are also interested in retrieving video content, there's lots of YouTube video transcriber AI out there. I would just have students to find out the most relevant 10 review videos of the brand, and then have the YouTube transcribe the video content, and then have the GPT extension AI to summarize and also reorganize the key findings in the transcripts, and then have the students, based on the findings, discuss the action plan. So this is for the consumer insights section, where after introducing how this AI are built for in the consumer insights component, this part will be the hands-on component where they can use free AI access to really get some data and then analyze it. And then I would also ask them to evaluate the output by the LLM model to see if it's aligned with their perception of the scripts. So that's an example for the consumer insight. And in the following, because generative AI's biggest beauty is its capability to produce content. So I will give you more examples in terms of the tools I've used over the years for creative production. So when I teach about AI as a content creation role, I would categorize them into 2 parts. The first part is called AI as autonomous agent, which would basically be trained to do all the content production based on its own data and own algorithm, own process. And then AI as assistant agent, which is a collaborator with human to help generate content that with a human touch. So with the first component, which is AI as the autonomous agent, this type of AI has been mostly used with banner ads. So easily when we train the data, when we train the AI agent with numerous data on banner ads, AI can easily understand what are the dimensions of the banner ad. So on the left, you can see here, it has the template background, the modifier element, logo, dynamic product, dynamic text. So thinking about the banner ads you see on your website browsing or Amazon, it's very simple. So what the advertiser need to do is to just upload all of their product and descriptions into the portfolio portal, and then the AI can generate all of the banner ads in milliseconds, and you can test them with A/B testing to see how consumers are responding, particularly if you embed that with the customer data. Sorry, this is in the Chinese version because this platform was built in China 2015, so that's like 10 years ago. And it's used mostly for the Chinese Alibaba group's websites. That's for the e-commerce. So I will translate a little bit to show you how the data can help with the individual personalization. So for example, this is for the gender difference. And then the product that they're advertising right now is called ginger tea. It's really good for women when they're in their period, and it's really helping with the smoothing and just like make people feel more relaxed. So if the customer receiving the message is a male, it would read, give the ginger tea to your girlfriend, make her feel better. And then if it's for female, it's like take 1 cube a day, get you away from the pain you have when you're having the period. And then if it's like a new customer, the copy will read, this will show you how to distinct whether it's a good tea or not. And then for the returning customer is like sell, buy one, get one free. So you can see the marketing tactic is also verified based on the person's portal and also the person's profile. And this is also automatically being generated by the AI after learning about the data of the customers, being able to customize that for personalized information. And then the process of this, apology for the format being a little funky. So the process of the programmatic creative work starts with the creative people training the AI with all the information, and then give the algorithm to understand design pattern, which is the 5 layers that I just showed you. And then also by uploading the design elements, including the products, the background, the visual aspects of things, the AI can automatically go in through the creative AI design process. And then because it's online e-commerce platform, so it can be combined with the media placement in the same time. So recommender system working with the AI programmatic creative system. And then it will have multiple displays through the first display to second, and then eventually to the optimized display in terms of testing on the website where is the most prominent area that the customer will be clicking and which version of the ad will be most likely to be clicked on by this particular customer. And then all of the ad effect evaluation would be put into the system again for optimization, which includes the element, the pattern, the size, and placement of the banner ads, and then further be accumulated into the data center, and then be further added with the other variables such as the time of the video being seen, of the ad being seen, the gender of the person who are seeing it, and the location of the person seeing it, and also the weather of the ads when being shown. So this would show the co-creative process with the autonomous system. And that's the first part I will really talk about. And then the second part I will really talk about is AI as the assistant agent, where it's used to enhance the human creativity and to increase the collaborative workflow. And then these are the tools, a fraction of the tools that I use when I teach this class. I always explored if there's any new tools out there, but here are some of my latest go-to tools. So Midjourney. Midjourney is very popular among the creative domain, especially if you're in the creative director or designer domain. A lot of people use it for manifestation when they're pitching to the clients. A lot of people are using this for inspiration and also create some elements in their design. So when I teach Midjourney, I will first start with the simple prompt, and then I will work with my students to alternate the prompt to make it more suitable for a creative director mindset. So for example, let's say we want to create a ad for Patagonia. and I just go to Midjourney bot to say, oh, I want a man with a backpack with mountain in the background. So, and then you see there are 4 visual, which are all very good and suitable for Patagonia brand image. But then if you're thinking about creating a video or a series of ads, you want to make sure that you have a consistency in there. And that's when I would discuss with my students and also work with some experts in the field to generate the prompt structure, which is also known as prompt engineering. So then this is a sample engineering framework. There are so many out there based on your needs and also whether you're working with image or video. So by filling the information here, we were able to generate more consistent visuals on the right. So as you can see, the image on the left is very distinct in terms of their style and also their composition, but image on the right is more consistent with what we are trying to achieve. So on top of that, there are also lots of fun tricks with Midjourney. I don't know if I have enough time to cover it, but I will try to go over it. And then for the Stukent team, if you want me to stop or you want to introduce the question section, just let me know. I will try to get things done faster. So the Midjourney has some fun tricks to play with. The first one is called style reference. So for example, you can first generate an image and then you can say, oh, follow this image. I want to create another image. This is to make sure that if you're trying to build a brand consistency, you will be able to have that with the style reference in there. And some other fun creativity I've been using for my students is to create some futuristic and unimaginable combination of things. For example, let's say Patagonia want to do like a futuristic collaboration with Apple. So what I do is to first have a Apple bag and then pair that with a Patagonia bag and then write the chef function in the Midjourney. Then I get the Apple futuristic backpack. So you can play with this, especially the class is for entrepreneurship focused or it's like product development focused. That will be something fun to do. And then there's also the character consistency where I've been using for my students because we were trying to create like really consistent video with the human character, which is the hardest part with current AI model. But Midjourney offers some of that by the character consistency. And then you can generate different version of the same digital human in different expression, different setting, which is quite nice for now. And my latest find, which I'm addicting to use, is called the Krea. So this one is all-in-one for the students. So it's not just image generation, it's also video generation, it's also image enhancer, editing all at once. It's very powerful. So if you have to choose between multiple tools from Midjourney to Krea, I would actually recommend the Krea AI than Midjourney now because they have more functions models that you can play with. Here is a video on the character consistency. Kennedy, can you help play the video for me?
Giving us an option to play the video right now. So can we move forward and we'll see if we can get that fixed on this end?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So basically, with the video, what it says is there is this Krea model, and you just need to. There's one model called Hailuo, and you just upload the character into the Krea AI, and then it can generate the video for you with the same character consistency. So if you're teaching commercial production or any film-related subject matter or creative content, you can use that feature a lot. They also have other models in the system you could all explore, and they're all fascinating. On top of that, I also have, so this is also a video of myself being a digital twin of myself. I use the platform called HeyGen, and because of the limitation today of the technology. I guess I cannot show you how it actually looks like. So basically it's me, but then speaking better English because I'm from China. I have the Chinese accent, but this digital me uses the same voice, but doesn't have the Chinese accent. It has the American accent. So I was joking with my students that in the future, if you see like an online class with me speaking fluent English, that means it's not me, it's my digital twin teaching you. I haven't tried that yet. I was planning to do like experiment with the digital twin of mine to teach a class and see if my students can recognize it or not. But it's fun. You can check out HeyGen. They have some amazing tool there for digital twin, particularly in the world for influencer marketing and all of that. On top of that, Ukraine was actually the first government that actually used AI spokesperson for foreign ministry, and this one you can actually Google it to search on YouTube. You should be able to see multiple versions of it because this spokesperson can speak multiple language. It's very, very powerful. On top of that, there's also this Suno platform that I use for students who can play the music. They can generate the AI commercial songs for you. And then if you create a video, well, once again, because of the video cannot be played today. So you can basically lip sync the audio content with the images, and then the AI can make this Mona Lisa to sing the song for you. And unfortunately, I cannot show it to you, but I hope in future time when we figure out how to make this work, you will be able to see it. All right, so for the industry level, this video actually is about WPP.
Dr. Yang, we do have the videos now. If you
cool.
would like us to show them, just tell us which ones and we'll do it. Okay.
Okay, cool. Can we start with this one?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's the Create AI for the character consistency, which will be really nice if you're using human character for the commercial. And can we also show the digital twin of mine in a video? Not this one. That's the AI song version that my student and I create with the runway. And then the song is generated with the prompt with my graduates in the spring 2023. And the song is about empowering women. Yeah. And then Kennedy, can you show the digital twin version of me, like that video? Cool, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the support. Yeah, and then I see a question in the chat. It asks for how do I manage to learn and keep up with new things? So one thing I always tell people is that when I'm on my toilet, I'm checking out AI stuff. So I'm basically living with my life, focusing on everything AI. I think because I started teaching the class very early, 2019, before ChatGPT, I have an earlier sense of how things are coming. So basically, I subscribe everything possible that I can do on my podcast, my social media. And because I trained my social media algorithm so well, they would recommend me all the latest AI things. So I would recommend you to start thinking about training your social media platforms to just like feed you all the new things with AI, and you will be able to get all the new updates. My platform recommendation is LinkedIn and also Red Note. Okay, and then it's ready. Okay, can we see the?
The world's industries are racing to realize the benefits of AI. NVIDIA and WPP are building a groundbreaking, generative AI-enabled content engine to enable the next evolution of the $700 billion digital advertising industry. Built on NVIDIA AI and Omniverse, this engine gives brands the ability to build and deploy product-accurate and brand-compliant content faster and more efficiently than ever before. The process starts by building a physically accurate digital twin of a product, using Omniverse Cloud, which connects product design data from industry-standard tools. Then, WPP artists create customized and diverse virtual sets, using a combination of digitized environments and generative AI tools by organizations such as Adobe and Getty Images, trained on fully licensed data using NVIDIA Picasso, ensuring that generative AI content remains accurate and on-brand. This unique combination of generative AI and manufacturing data allows WPP to build accurate photorealistic visual content and e-commerce experiences that bring new levels of realism and scale to the industry.
So WPP has been working with NVIDIA to generate this kind of professional level components, tools for the ad creative in the industry to use, and it's been around for 2 years now. And then you can see in the video, in the future, when you're trying to shoot a commercial for a car, you no longer have to hire entire crew to fly out in a desert and take the best scenery and wait for the sun to rise. You just need to write a prompt in there. And then when you're trying to build a new brochure for any car or shampoo products or perfume products or any physical products, you could just use the NVIDIA's Omniverse to create a digital twin of the product, and then create all the lighting and also all the setting of the photography based on the prompt. And then this is the digital twin of myself. Can we see the video, or it's not working? Or we can skip this part. Okay, cool. So this is kind of a workflow updates that I've been practicing, experimenting with my students, which I call it the spontaneous production process, which is that in the future, let's say we have a student in 2030 who is working for a company. They got a creative brief from Glossier. The first thing they do will probably talk to an AI researcher agent, which has all the consumer data and also the insights are being trained, and then they can just chat with the AI agent to get some insights, information about the product and the target audience. And based on that, they could work with another colleague, which is an AI agent as well, to come up with the ideas behind it, what to do about. So everything will be done with one person talking to multiple agents, and then coming up with the production procedure with Midjourney or Korea AI or any AI tools that's available to the utmost level, and then create a storyboard and then generate a commercial. So this is once again a video clips that I made with Midjourney plus the runway with audios from another AI platform, and then the music are from Canva, which you can also use Sona for that. I guess it's not a good quality ad, so I don't want to show it, but if we can see it for just a scheme of it, then maybe we can see it. If Kennedy, you can help.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artificial Intelligence and
Not this one. This is the digital twin version of me, and that's the one I said it's very like me. It's the other one. It's a small video clip. Okay, yeah, it's towards the end of the slides, I think. And I have questions here. Lise have a question about how do you overcome paywalls? Does your university have a university subscription? or students pay for different platforms. As I mentioned, my university unfortunately currently doesn't have a plan for the subscription because I think there are so many tools. It's really hard to decide on which one to use and which one not to use. So I think this is still like ongoing conversations within different institutions right now. So we don't have it right now. When I teach the class, I will usually just tell students what are the tools that's like free right now that you can go and test, and what are some like tools that's like cheaper than the others, then we can test on it. And the students are really good at finding free tools as well. So I remember when I introduced Midjourney to my students, I told them that you can use it for $8 a month just for the class, use it for 1 month, and then you can cancel a subscription. And then they found me a free one that's called Muse AI, but I think that one's already paused right now. So they were able to find the same API-based AI tool to generate the same content that they want to. And also Canva has been huge with their AI upgrades. So a lot of the students are using Canva AI right now. And that's something that they are willing to pay for because they're already using the presentation functions from Canva. And then Oscar has a question on media strategy. We can come back to this. And then if you're ready, can we see the little demo?
Today, like every day, begins with a promise to yourself, a promise of self-love and care. From Glossier.
So this ad is the one that after I create the storyboard and the different images, then I compose them in the runway with different kind of camera movement. As you can tell, I'm not professional filmmaker, so I'm really limited in the way I use the movement and all of that. And also by the time when I made this was 2023 spring, so it's early stage of the AI generated video tools as well. So the quality is not really good. There's changes in the physical appearance of the person as you change the scenery. So, but now you can actually have these tools to be upgraded in the higher level. And it's going to be fascinating that if you try it, you will be amazed like how good it can be. And then can I go back to my slides? I think that's all the videos. Yeah, so then here are some ads that I created with my students in the classroom where we write the prompt for realistic photo, and then we prompt the AI to generate only, detailed real pictures. And you can see the wrinkles are on the face and they're not wearing any makeup. It's natural appearance of many, AI created human character. So in the 2022, if you're using Midjourney, you would not get this quality of image, but now it's really hard to tell the differences. So I would also discuss ethical concerns with this type of AI-generated human, the disclosure issue, what are the ethical practice with using this for commercial use. And also, if you're using Midjourney or Create AI, all the content you generate would actually be legally useful, can be used legally for commercial use, because when you buy the service from them, it's actually coming with the commercial use license. And just last week or a couple of days ago, US government gave the copyright policy around AI generated content, which is that if you are using the AI in your content generation, you would not be, protected by the copyright because it's the AI that is generating the content for you. But if you are only using AI for inspiration and the content is generated by you majority of the parts, then you still hold the copyright for the content. So this gives better, clear understanding of how advertisers and marketers can use AI generated content or work with AI. And then this is the assignment I used for this class. The first part is the AI assisted advertising campaign. If you want to take a look, or if you don't have enough time to just read everything, you can do a screenshot here. And then that's the first part of my semester. The second part of my semester, we are talking about AI agents, which I used to teach with the focus on the chatbot design, where the students would actually design the information flow, customer intent to generate the AI chatbot with IBM's Watson. But now, because AI agent is transforming with so many different things, such as cursor and also operator from ChatGPT, So we are renovating this part. But what I can say is that my students were able to just work on the assignment based on the understanding of how AI can be used to assist people. And I would love to use one of my students' work, which will give you a sense of what do we mean by AI agent. So the student's client was Pinterest, and they want to create a new virtual assistant for Pinterest. And then this is a brief introduction of the Pini, which is the AI agent. So when we design the AI agent for the brands, we actually think about the personality, the brand image, and also how aligned is the visual of the agent with the platform or the brand. And then basically the Pini is kind of a summary agent where it can give different kind of output to the users, because people who are going to Pinterest are looking for inspiration. So by talking to Pini directly, you will get different kind of output. And these are like different kind of output that they used generative AI to give examples for, so that AI can be very fast in generating the information for them. And also they were thinking about the AI agent as like a brand touching point. For example, the AI agent can work with different brands to customize their look so that you have like brand touch to the AI agent. And that's similar to, the robot showing different kind of product in their screen. And like, so like the AI agent would become the new bus where they have the advertisements. So this part is where I call innovation, which is something that was not existing, but then by teaching the students how to think out of the box and also showing them how AI agent can be designed, can be implemented, then they will be actually surprising you with lots of cool ideas. So that's all for my class. But for those of you who are not teaching AI in advertising and marketing, but want to integrate AI into your teaching and assignments, here are some basics that I think can be a starter for you. So I've been using AI for case study in my classes and also to generate scenario-based situation for students to analyze. So I would actually use that for my content creation in the class. On top of that, I've also been using role play with AI. So I will write a prompt to the AI saying who you are. You are 25 years old from Pakistan, and you just arrived in the US, you have certain concerns and all that. And then I will have my students go to talk to this AI version of the consumer and find out what they need, what are the pain points, how they solve that problems. So it's really good practice for the consumer insights component when a person is not available because it's out of their comfort zone, right? They don't really go talk to people who are not college students when they're doing the project sometimes. So how do I get them out of their comfort zone to talk to people who they don't encounter in their daily life? So this is one approach that I've been using. And then I've also been using AI for UI design, which is for mobile websites, mobile app. So a lot of students, when they're thinking out of the box, they're like, oh, I want to create an app, or I want to create like an interface for the customers to use. So I will introduce them to some of those AI tools where you can write a prompt and it will generate a mobile interface for you where you can further add it in the Figma so that you can make it functional in a way. And then you could also invite AI for the judge. Like you can actually invite AI as like a judge for your students' work and then give them the feedback and tell them, okay, this is AI's feedback. And then you can see how students are evaluating the AI feedback and then how you can further initiate a discussion of how do you feel about this. So that could be one fun activity to do and see how students respond. And another one is comparative practice, which is you have students write a essay without the help of AI, and then you have another students write the essay with the help of AI, and then you can compare how the works are different or the person used AI or not AI. So then they can evaluate the AI output in a way, because we're all running into this space where the students are using AI in a lot of the writing assignments. How do we make sure they actually went through that critical thinking process? I think by having them evaluating output by AI would actually be able to minimize some of the negative effects of using AI. And then on top of that, I've also been using AI as my teaching assistant. So sometimes when I teach Google Ads, for those of you who are teaching digital marketing or digital advertising, if you're teaching Google, add words. Sometimes it's really hard to just like explain everything to them. And even if you do the demo in the class, the students will forget. So there is a platform called Guido that create how-to documents for you. You just like record your process, and then it will automatically generate a how-to document for you, which is very, very helpful for my students. And then there's also lots of AI integration with Zoom where they can summarize the class memos for you. So then you can summarize those and then send it back to students as a summary of what we talked about, so that the students have a better understanding of or memory of what was being talked about, and they can use those to prepare the next class when you start the next round. And also I created a custom GPT that can answer questions to my students. I direct them to ask the GPT when they have questions about the deadlines or any specific concept they don't understand. So kind of lean away my email responding time. But the usage hasn't been high, I would be honest with you, because they still come to me and email me, and I appreciate them doing that. Then I have the interpersonal communication with them. But this is just a lean way of potentially having students reaching out to you, because I am in a private institution. We have the biggest size of the class are like 30. But if you're running in public school, classes might be 200, right? So this custom AI GPT, AI assistant, or AI, RATA might be a good option for you. Okay, so that's all. Thank you so much for your attention. I know I didn't leave too much time for questions. Sorry about that. But welcome to your suggestions and also experiences. If you have other tricks, feel free to share in the box or email me or connect with me on LinkedIn. We'll love to discuss more.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Yang. This was an awesome presentation, and I apologize for the delay with the videos. The platform just wasn't helping us out today with the videos. So I'm glad we could get them on, even though they were a little jumbled up and in a bad order. So thank you for your patience with that. Just as a reminder, we do have a little bit of time, and we'll do a quick Q&A here, but we also want to just remind you that if you would like to get free access to any of our advertising simulations or courseware, just click on this link and you'll have access to all of that. Jumping into the questions, Marilyn had asked, what are the tools for UI design that you're using?
Oh yeah, I am typing it right now. It's the Galileo AI, which is for AI websites design and also mobile website design. I've been used, and the cool part of this platform is that if you know UI design, people are mostly on Figma for their design, where you can alternate or change and editing. So I think with a lot of these AI tools, it's lack of control. So with the Galileo AI, you can actually have the draft version and then edit yourself in your Figma canvas. So it's better for students to work with AI instead of just taking the content generated by AI and not having much to do with it. So I recommend this platform for UI design.
Great. Oscar asks, do you have any recommendations for media strategy and plans using an AI platform, including accurate reach and frequency across multi-channels?
I think Salesforce and the Trade Desk, they both have their internal media AI platform, but they have a paywall. So yeah, with media planning, that's the one I wasn't able to access a lot of tools because the data privacy protection issue related to it. But you can maybe check out Trade Desk and Salesforce in terms of the media data media plans. Yeah, it's not one of the area that I am most familiar with. I apologize for that.
Okay. What and how do you keep your curriculum current with AI changing so quickly?
You change it every week. So I think the structure of the class is actually quite stable because I've been teaching AI in advertising for 4 years. Basically, it's how AI can be used for advertising process and how AI can be used for improving customer experience. So if you separate them into these two sectors, you can just easily put information in there. And a lot of the Gen AI tools that's available right now are pretty much in those scope. So you just need to change the tools that you use and play with the new tools. And I think the fundamental goal of the instructor is not to be the person who give all the tools to the students. Well, we do have that privilege to learn new things faster, right? With all these years of training, that we are basically the fastest information collector in the university for our classes. But the students actually have their specialty, and they are also fast in adapting. Oh, one thing that I do besides my one assignment I do besides just the lecture is for the students to do individual presentation. So their individual presentation requirement is to find the latest AI tool or the latest AI advertising campaign successful or one that's failure, and then they will need to give their critical evaluation of that campaign and also evaluate on the ethical concerns involved with it. So by learning from my students, I get also lots of insights from how they're using AI, how they perceive AI, and I can tailor my content that way.
That's great. Dr. Yang, thank you so much for sharing with us today, for your insights, and thank you to everyone who joined us. As promised, we do have a free assignment on AI-powered campaigns that we're going to throw on the screen right now that we want you to download. And we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you all for your participation in the chat. And thank you so much, Dr. Yang, and everyone have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye.